Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let's take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day.
Hi, I'm Jessa Jeremiah.
And filling in for Justin Riley, I'm Nick Kokalis.
And this is Wisconsin Family. We have a fantastic show. I think Nick and I are very excited to be here in the beer stew.
Extremely. We got our mugs.
Capital
Cheers.
Brewery, yes.
We're
Cheers.
ready to go.
They are celebrating actually 30 years. Did you know that Capital Brewery has been around that long?
So have I.
So have you. There you go. So that's great. They're a great group of folks. We're actually, even though we're in the throes of winter here, we're going to learn a little bit about what they're doing for summer brewing.
Yes.
This is like the perfect time to chat with them because they are experimenting with different flavors, and we're going to get the inside look a little bit later.
We're going to get excited, that's for
We
sure.
are,
But
yes.
In addition to Capital Brewery, we're going to talk with those folks later, as Jessa said, but we have so many great guests today. One that I'm really excited about is our friends over at Pegasus Games. If you grew up in Madison like myself, it has been a staple in Madison for years, so we're going to check in with them and have some fun.
Yeah, we sure are. And it's actually a good time, whether or not you know this, to get your furnace checked. Even though winter is coming to a close, we're going to find out why. There's some safety reasons behind it as well as some money-saving reasons. So John and Chris from AccuClimb Mechanical Services are going to share a little bit about why, share with us some of their knowledge, expertise, and safety tips. And that is going to be coming up right after the break. We're here at Capital Brewery for Wisconsin Family, so please stay with us.
'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are all enjoying ourselves here at Capital Brewery. We're in the beer stube, and we might fill these up in a little bit. What do you think?
Perfect.
You'll stay?
We're here.
Okay, good.
Do I have to go home then?
You don't, absolutely not. Nick and I are going to chat with the folks here a little bit later. As you may recognize, we've got Chris and John who are joining us now from AccuClimb Mechanical Services, always giving us great tips and advice, and we're so pleased to see you guys.
Thanks to have us back again.
Glad to be
Thank
back.
you for joining us. So let's talk a little bit about the season we're currently in. It is still winter. We've hopefully got just a little bit of winter left, and we'll be on to spring. But you guys say that now actually is a good time to have your furnace checked. Talk to us a little bit about why, because people at home might be thinking, well, geez, I might not be using it in a month and a half. Hoping not to need it in a month and a half.
Well, I mean, there's no bad time to get your system checked. The thing with furnaces is they don't know the calendar is about up and it's time to stop running. So always taking care of your equipment is something, you always change the oil in your car, don't
Right.
you? So that type of stuff. Furnaces can, they can build up with sediment and stuff over the season if they weren't running correctly till that point. And then if they're down for a long period of time, that sediment can harden. We just went to a customer's house the other day that the heat exchanger was completely failed, and they had no idea. They actually called us because they had no heat, not because there was that it was actually failed. So we had to replace in a furnace under an emergency situation.
Wow.
So
And
never
when
something you want to have to
And when our
do.
technician was there, he asked them, are you having headaches? And they said, you know, now that you mention it, yes, we are having headaches. So it can still be a safety concern even in March.
Really? Wow.
That's
And
why
well,
it's wise to have it checked.
I think that's a really good point that you say your system doesn't know what time of year it is. You're going to need it again next year, pretty
Right.
sure.
Odds
It's
are.
coming back.
It is Wisconsin.
So you want that up and running and working well for next year too.
Well, John, one of the reasons we love to have you guys on is because you can actually have that kind of insider look. We live in a culture today where everyone's kind of trying to do it yourself for a few less bucks. I think of all the tax commercials on this time of year. But for you guys, this is a great opportunity to share with our audience, why is it worth, maybe paying a couple extra bucks to get it done right and get some actually expert advice? Why is this something you can't really do on your own?
Well, there is a world where, everybody likes to do it themselves, but really trying to do something that can make a major difference in your house. We just talked about, carbon monoxide poisoning in the house. You really want to be working on a piece of equipment that could inevitably, if you do something wrong, could cause that kind of problem. And not to mention that guys like Chris and Dana and the guys we have on our staff, they're trained to look for those kinds of things. They know what to look for. They know what the furnace is supposed to sound like. So, Chris can kind of lend a little more information as far as that goes, but,
Right.
That's really the idea, is to have a professional do it.
Well, you'll change the oil in your car, so you can change your air filters and stuff like that in your furnace, but you're not going to change the engine in your car.
Okay.
So, for that service end of it, it's really important because you are dealing with things that are dangerous, carbon monoxide, gas, natural gas, propane, fuel, things like that. So to make sure it's done right, plus the warranties. Why not get a warranty out of something as well?
Right,
Whereas you do it
absolutely.
yourself, you're behind the 8 ball. So,
Yeah.
okay.
No, that's really interesting about the safety piece too. You don't often think about the safety when you're talking about your furnace and all that kind of stuff, but it's the air you're breathing that's being pumped through your home that actually could potentially be a big safety concern. Let's talk a little bit too about technology. So obviously we live in a very technologically advanced world. We've got smartphones, we've got smart gadgets for the home, we've got all kinds of fancy-dancy tools nowadays. Let's talk a little bit about folks who really don't want that stuff and what can AccuClimb do to help them out?
Well, Jessa, I'm a lot like those people. My thermostat is a basic on-off thermostat. If I could still use the old, knob ones that turn back and forth, I'd be happy to do so. I have a smartphone, but that's pretty much where my technology stops.
Okay.
And a lot of times people think, well, I'm going to replace this furnace or air conditioner, and I'm going to have to deal with a thermostat, and I'm not going to know how to program.
Right. I mean, that is a challenge for people worrying about new technology and whether or not they're going to be able to operate it.
You don't have to. We still offer the same type of thermostats where you push a button up and down to turn it on. We can get you a programmable, non-programmable. Yeah, there's a lot of technology in the furnace, but that just does what the thermostat tells it to do. You don't have to worry about that. That's why you have us. That's why we're your guys.
I like it. So you can get the fancy stuff or you can get the stuff you're comfortable
Exactly.
with.
Yeah, Chris, I'm pegging you as a guy more like myself. We're a little ahead of the times as our buddy John over there. So, I mean, there has to be those.
John and I will have the 2-button thermostat.
We still use pen and paper instead of calculator. How's that?
But, there have to be, like any industry, though, there have to be advances in technology. I mean, how about those of us that are saying, hey, I'm going to dump something in here. I want to invest in something. What are the changes? What's the technology like?
There definitely is. I mean, the products that we carry, the Lennox line, things like that, they have smart thermostats that actually will learn your lifestyle, the S30. It's an interesting stat. It's fairly new to the industry, but it will actually learn your lifestyle, learn what you're doing, just what you need, something else to learn what you're doing, and start adjusting its programming based on the way you live your life. Control it from your smartphone, control it from Cancun.
Absolutely.
Check
That
your
sounds
house.
great. I would control my thermostat
That
from
come with it.
Yeah.
Seems like that's a great
Deal.
sales pitch.
You never know. You
my
might
gosh.
save enough energy with a new piece of equipment to send yourself
Yeah.
to Cancun.
That's right.
And really quick on that same note, because we want to save money so that we can go to Cancun, you guys are always running some kind of great deal or special. What are you offering right now?
Well, there's two things we want to talk about. First of all, the new 25C tax credit has come back effective as of right now. So you can retro that all the way back to 2012. So as long as it's 18 SEER or higher, you can get a tax credit with your taxes. But again, you need to check with the tax professionals, check with your accountant, and just find out that information to make sure it's correct.
Sure.
And as far as what AccuClimb is doing, we still want you to do a tune-up on your furnace. So if you mention the Wisconsin family, that you saw us on Wisconsin Family, if you schedule a tune-up, call us before March 1st. We're going to put you in a name to registry for a $50 gift card to be given back to you. And so full price tune-up, we'll register you for a $50 gift card, and you can spend it however you want.
Cancun,
Yeah, I was going to say, put it in the fund for Cancun.
That's right. Chris and John from AccuClimb Mechanical Services, thank you so much for the great information as usual.
Thanks for having us.
We're going to be back with more Wisconsin Family after the break, so please stay right there.
'Cause every day is a new day.
And welcome back to Wisconsin Family, still here at Capitol Brewery. A wonderful
are.
day here.
Absolutely.
The smells, the aroma, that's what gets
The
you.
aroma is fabulous. They're brewing up a storm behind us, and we're going to talk to those folks later.
We can't wait. But right now, we're very excited. A familiar face, Lori Aiken from
Good morning.
Pegasus Games is here. And I've been trying to figure out, do we have a theme going on here? Because I'm sensing something, I'm not sure.
Yes. For those who haven't been paying attention, games are not what they used to be. And today I brought in some of the games that have the best toys, the best nice
Okay.
tactile pieces.
Tactile toys.
Yes.
I like it. Okay, fabulous. So let's go tallest, right?
Okay.
Why not? Let's do the
All
tallest
right.
one first. It's drawing my attention.
This one is called Click Clack Lumberjack, and
Okay.
it's a fabulous game for absolutely all ages.
Can you say that, Jessica, 10 times fast?
Click, clack, lumberjack. I can do it once. Once I got.
We'll settle
Now-
it once.
Yeah, thank you.
The point of this game is to knock the most pieces of bark off this tree without knocking the core of the tree over.
I see.
So
okay.
you do that by giving a little nudge and hoping that it doesn't fall all the way down.
And that's
So if
what
you-
this toy
That's
is
what
for?
the axe is for.
I get to
So
use an axe.
You do.
Can I try?
Go for it.
Okay, so I just hit aside.
Yep.
Oh.
Ah.
Lori, it's almost
Was
like
I supposed to go 3 times? I
You're
don't
supposed
know.
to go twice.
Oh,
but
okay.
Let's see if I
I'm
can.
cheating.
You're
Sorry.
already.
I didn't.
know. Oh, wow.
Oh,
That's
see,
the
you
goal.
have it perfected.
I've been practicing.
Can't imagine that was your first time, Lori.
No.
That's okay.
No,
It's almost
but this
like a
game is a
reverse
lot of
Jenga.
fun.
Is that kind
Yes,
of, have you played
kind
Jenga,
of.
obviously? I'm sure
Yes.
you've played Jenga before.
Yeah,
but
I love Jenga.
And you get a point for every piece of bark you knock over, but if you knock the bowl of the tree over, it subtracts points.
Oh, fun. Now, what
So-
kind of age level is this for? All ages,
I'd
or-
say 4 and up.
Okay, up
Okay.
like Jess and I. I mean,
Yes,
I could see us
and
playing
up.
quite a bit.
I'm not too far up from
Right?
it. You know.
And up.
We could do that for
So
sure.
that is a lot of fun. And
Well, what do
a
I
big
get to
group
play with
can
over here,
Yeah,
Lori?
so
All right,
what else do we
you have a game there called Animal Upon Animal.
This one.
Okay.
The
This.
box I have is in German because it's a German game, but the rules are all in English inside.
That's
So-
a good start
Yes.
for
Yes.
me. Yeah.
And your goal there is you're trying to, you pick an animal, you stack it on top, and you basically
Alright.
keep going until it falls
Now,
down.
what's the strategy?
Oh,
Maybe-
on
Well-
top
maybe
of
the-
each other.
Yes. So
Oh, my.
a player puts an
Oh, well, good.
right
try,
then.
How many points did I get? Is
That would be none.
Well, it was fun. You get points for fun.
So
we
it-
enjoyed
Right.
watching you knock it
Can
over.
be stacked. It can be stacked taller.
Okay.
And if you successfully put your piece on, you rotate the base and make the animal sound, and then it's the next player's.
Oh, goodness. We could only hope someday to
Yes,
be at that level.
absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
So that's very popular, and that's for young kids. The box says 5. I think a patient 4-year-old could certainly play it, and you can always just play with the animals.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. At
Yep.
any age, probably. So let's talk about this one down here. This is drawing my attention. World
Okay.
of Yoho. So talk to us
All
how
right,
this fits
all right.
in.
The World of Yoho is a game that is actually played with your cell phone. Each player, it ideally has a cell phone, and it can get the app from the game, and that is your ship.
Sure.
So when you bring your ships closer to each other, they can do the combat.
Yeah.
And there are some paper ships in case people do not have cell
Well,
phones.
that's kind of interesting. So when you're with the family and you're telling everyone, it's time to put your cell phones down, and they say, no, we refuse, you can say, okay, that's fine. We'll play
Done
World
deal.
of Yoho.
Yes, yes.
So
I love it. Well, it's
there's a
neat
way
to see too.
combine.
I know, growing up in Madison, I was around Pegasus games, and you didn't have cell phone games when I was
didn't have
growing
cell
up.
phones.
But it's neat to see
Were
how
there
Pegasus
pager
has.
games back
Yeah,
then?
right.
No, I'm just kidding.
I love it. But is that kind of the growing trend? Has Pegasus kind of kept up
This
with
is
the times?
as far,
in a
well,
sense?
we try,
Yeah.
but we do like to stick to traditional non-technology board games and card games and
Yes.
role-playing games and miniature games.
Okay. So we got just about a couple minutes left.
Okay.
You guys always have something going on. I know you can actually come to the store and play, which is a great fun afternoon on a rainy day or a nice
It is,
day.
or a
and-
snowy day.
or a snowy day. We've got all of the weather options here in Wisconsin. But what's going on? What's new? Is there anything
Well,
else?
coming up in February on the 20th and 27th, both Saturdays, we have Local Game Designer Day. It's our 2nd or 3rd annual event featuring local game designers teaching the games they've designed. We have a lot of game designers in southern
Oh,
Wisconsin.
interesting. And you get to learn all the little ins and outs that you may not
Yes,
have
you do.
known otherwise.
Yes, you do.
Well, that's really exciting. And what about this one on
Well,
the end
this
here?
one's brand new. It's called Porta Nigra, which means Black Gate.
Okay.
We're building a Roman city using a card mechanism and your own decision making. You can buy the bricks to build the wall around the city. And you can see that the players have marked their bricks with their little Roman citizen so that at the end of the game the points can be totaled up.
Now, is that one of those games that
interesting.
can kind of be ongoing? You don't just sit down and play for 20 minutes, but can go
a good
on over
point.
the course of a day or
No,
a
this
week?
one
or-
I think is maybe an hour and a
Okay.
half. I haven't.
You build your empire, and that's it.
Yes.
You're in.
I like that
Yes.
game. So that's really fun. So an opportunity to learn a little bit about architecture.
Indeed.
And staking your claim,
And,
right?
and we also have recently added Wednesday afternoon board gaming for folks who are retirees or stay at home or homeschoolers, other shift workers. They can come to our store Wednesday afternoons and play some of these great games.
That's great. How much fun is that? Super. Well, Lori, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
sharing
you for
these
letting me show you.
fabulous games. As
welcome.
always, this is Lori Aiken with Pegasus Games. We're going to be back. We've got more Wisconsin Family coming up right after this.
'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. Jess and I have been here at Capitol Brewery all morning long, and we certainly are excited to be here. And we are now finally joined by Ashley Kennard from Capitol Brewery. Thank you so much.
How's it going, guys?
We've been waiting for this moment. We've been waiting to get the sneak peek.
We've been waiting for. We were told this is when we get our mugs filled up.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I love it. No, it is. Thank you so much for having us. It's been great. This is such a cool environment here in the Madison-Middleton area. I know growing up here in this town, it's just a really awesome spot. So tell us a little bit about what's going on. I always love, I'm a beer connoisseur, and I love to hear about the new stuff. So I know there's always something kind of brewing here. What's happening?
Absolutely. It seems a little early for it, but we are starting to look towards our summer seasonal. And we just wanted to kind of shake things up a little bit, do something different. So we started kind of playing around with some different infusions and maybe just some different flavors to do with our Lake House, which is nice light Helles lager, so easy drinking. So we actually just recently tested out 5 different flavors for that. We did a pomegranate, a blood orange, grapefruit, ginger lime, and a Door County cherry. So we're just kind of throwing it out, seeing what might work for a summer seasonal. And so we kind of just been messing around with that a little bit. And so
they'll all be kind of very light, summer, refreshing type, sit on your patio type beers.
So
Absolutely.
How did you choose those particular styles? I mean, how do you even choose when I imagine when you're testing these, you wind up with a lot of great ones.
Oh yeah,
How do
absolutely.
you make your selections, and how did you get down to these 5?
Obviously the list started pretty huge. It's kind of fun about craft brewing, especially. You can pretty much throw whatever you want in there.
Sure.
So we had a lot of potential ideas. Grapefruit, I think, has been one of the first ones to come up over the last couple of years. We've seen so many awesome grapefruit beers out there.
Yeah, it has such a unique flavor. So it's kind of an interesting thing to throw in with a beer, but it's really probably very good.
Yeah, and so that was kind of one of the first ones. We're like, well, there's a few already out there, but at least got to try it. The Door County cherry, obviously we want to try to do something a little bit local, and that's one of the great, awesome, Wisconsin products that we can use that would go really great in a beer. A couple of the other ones, pomegranate, I think I'm seeing with the antioxidants and everything. Not that it's healthy for you in the beer, but at least it tastes really nice.
I'm counting it as a serving of fruit.
We'll go with it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's right. If you have a 12-pack, you've got your daily allowance. No, I'm just teasing.
Well, Ashley, being a kind of a local craft brewery like that, that's I think one of the beauties. Shed some light on that process. What does it look like to test beers? What does it look like to actually create them here in-house and then be able to see your customers enjoy them?
It's a lot of fun for me. That's kind of my time to just kind of go play around and just. Like I said, we can pretty much throw whatever we want in there. So I get to actually get back and do a little more hands-on back in the brewery rather than kind of behind-the-scenes stuff. And then what we did for this one, and we've done it a couple other times before, we actually brought in a whole bunch of people from around town who are going to be serving this beer. So a lot of the bar managers, people who are buying the beer for bars around town, we asked them to come in and taste all these different beers and kind of give us their opinion, see what they thought, see what they liked, what they didn't like, and then we ultimately kind of left it up to them to make the decision. So
that's so much fun.
It's always a lot of fun, and not only talking to consumers, because let's face it, they're not just serving it; they're going to be drinking it a little bit too when they get done at the end of the night. But to get their feedback, because they're really a really nice connection to our consumer out around town. So that's always really fun for me to really get to talk to those people. And,
yeah. Absolutely. Well, that's a ton of fun. We appreciate you giving us kind of the inside look to how some of those things happen. And Ashley is very unique in her industry in the fact that there's really not a lot of women in your field.
No.
And so it's really neat to hear your perspective and see you getting so involved in your passion around it. So thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
Of course, we're going to talk about Bachfest. So
big time of year.
This is
we got
big stuff.
Countdown clock is ticking.
Yeah.
We got
What are you
about 15 days left.
Oh my God. So you know
yeah.
exactly how much time is left until you get flooded with folks.
Jess and I kind of thought it was for our arrival when we walked in. We were like, that's kind of off.
countdown,
We're like,
right?
we're here, like let's hit the timer, But
Oh goodness gracious, no. But okay, so this is going to be an event, you said the end of February before we started, is that right?
the last Saturday in February every year.
And
so
that's always the deal. And of course we're going to wonder what the weather is like, but it's kind of come whatever, right? Rain, shine, snow, cold.
We've had blizzards, we've had sleet and rain, we've had nice 40-degree warm days, and we're not quite there to the exact forecast, but it's looking like we're warming up a little bit. We'll at least have a nice, mid to low 30s, which you don't want it too warm because then your beer's going to get warm, So It's a good time to
Ashley's-
stay out. Yep.
She knows what's
always
going on.
thinking.
Yeah, that's
Too cold,
great.
you start to worry about it freezing up in your mug. So yeah, so far looking like it's going to be a nice, sunny.
Well, we've had a
decent day.
decently mild winter. I think we've been a little bit spoiled as far as Wisconsin winters are concerned.
Absolutely.
So I
We're
see
ready
no
to go.
reason that we can't tough out some even 30-degree weather if it's
Oh, yeah.
chilly. I mean, no big deal.
To me, that's on the warmer end of
Oh,
our
okay.
past Bachfest. So I'm thinking, if, you know,
I love
32,
it.
34, that's going to be.
It's like a badge
Perfect.
of honor to come to Bachfest, I feel like, because you know
absolutely.
you're kind of faring the weather, you're getting out here, but lots of people do it. It's a very busy
Oh yeah,
event.
there's around 3,000, excuse me, 3,000 people
Yeah.
who will be coming out and drinking some beer. We'll have 16 Candles be playing, great band, and it's always guaranteed a really good time.
So band, beer, and buddies to keep you warm.
Absolutely.
There'll be lots of folks here. I
Yeah.
love
Well,
it.
actually, I
Pack
think kind
plenty
of the shining star of this brewery, there are a lot of craft, smaller breweries around, but it has to be the beer garden and just kind of the feel it has in this area, in our community. For those who maybe haven't experienced that, can you just describe a little bit of the atmosphere for Bachfest, but any other weekend for that matter too?
Yeah, especially in the summertime, it's a huge space, so there's a ton of people that come out. People come out in groups of 10, 15 people with friends and family. We were talking about having, there's people bring their kids. It's Wisconsin, so it's a cool place that they, get to run around with other kids and hang out. Bachfest isn't necessarily
Might
not
not
a
be
children's
that one,
event.
yeah.
They won't be allowed there, but there's some nights we have people bring their dogs out and have kind of more dog-oriented nights. But it's just a real cool community thing. It's, getting together, getting out here, seeing how many people are coming back week after week. We have local food carts that bring in local fare and a lot of really cool music. So it's a good staple of this area, and I think it's something that really brings, like you said, some of the charm to our brewery.
I love that you do the food carts too, because I think that that sort of adds another element of local to it. You're never, you've got different people that are coming out, different vendors, local vendors, and it's a unique thing. So you're coming for an event and you can sample different foods from different places, and
Absolutely.
that's really exciting. And of course, we love all that great local music that you guys offer.
Always
There's always something happening over here, from Bachfest to all kinds of events that you guys do, and of course the brewing is always happening. So
Oh, yeah.
we look forward to finding out what the final fare on these summer beers are, because there's lots of great ones that are in the works. So thanks for sharing, Ashley.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me,
We
guys.
appreciate it. We want to thank all of our guests for joining us today, and of course we want to thank you for watching. That's it for Wisconsin Family. Please join us next time.
Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands.